Well, the very best time and the very best thing I ever did was to gather together a group of really top-flight city employees to work with me, because a mayor isn't any better than the staff that works with him or her. I consider that my major accomplishment. I was not only able to appoint the very first woman as a department head, I appointed 3 women as a department head. I also appointed the very first African-American fire chief. We increased in 4 years the percentage of minorities in both police and fire from about 6 or 7 to about 13% in 4 years. We were sort of on a mission, in a sense, to point the city in different directions. We were taking a look at downtown very differently. There were a lot of models that were put in the lobby of the county city building, and so what we decided was let's throw out all the models, let people come in and tell us what they want to do, and then we'll help them do that, instead of having preconceived notions as to how we should operate. I had been on the city council for 8 years before becoming mayor. I had been in charge of neighborhood programs in the city under the old anti-poverty programs, and I'd been in the Peace Corps. My whole thrust was that of community development, people development, and so I brought that perspective to the city, listened to people, listen to them carefully, because they're the ones who can really tell you where the shoe hurts, so to speak. All the major physical projects that I've been was associated with, I didn't dream up the ideas for them. For example, the Luecke Stadium came about as a result of a group of citizens who'd gotten together and they wanted to bring a professional baseball team to South Bend. And they came to my office and said, well, we think we can get one. Are you interested? We'll have to build a stadium. And I remember walking to the other side of the county city building and looking at the area where the Luecke Stadium is, and I said, if it can be placed there physically, I'm for it. This is a good sports town. Baseball stadium over there will help redevelopment, will help a lot of things. It was part of a redevelopment project. It anchors today that part of downtown. The East Race is the same thing. We needed to do something. Many people won't remember that area, but that was just a mess. The East Race had been filled in with junk, all kinds of stuff. It had to be dug up and rebuilt, and I think it's one of the more successful redevelopment projects we've done in the city, if you look at it now. The first thing that happened when I was in my very first year as mayor, Reagan was elected president. We got into this whole big cutting taxes deal. Don't raise my taxes, not even to fix the chuck holes in the streets. Don't do anything. When I ran for my second term as mayor, I told people I would raise their taxes. They expected services, and I couldn't do it without money. And they elected me anyway. But by then I had established a record of 4 years, and people were, I guess, satisfied enough. We were in the middle of getting the ethanol plant built here when that happened. We needed federal legislation to permit certain things to happen. Your senators, your congressmen are still very important to what a city can and cannot do. If you were to take away all the projects that I remember as being very, very important to this city, Century Center, East Race, the Luecke, what do you have? You just imagine not having those in South Bend, we would be dying. The city has been very fortunate up till now, of course, with mayors who have done the right things for the city. I think this is a very exciting time. We have a mayor who's very young, he's aggressive, he's got a lot of new ideas and moving things forward. The whole Smart Street project is interesting and exciting. There are some of our older buildings that have not been used or being considered for renovation. If South Bend had not done what it's done over the years, this Century Center, all the other amenities we've been talking about, the whole region would have suffered. So South Bend is the engine that moves things forward, and in a progressive way as well.